Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here today. Today is Wednesday, October 30th. Yes, I am outside. Yes, I am in a tank top and shorts today. This is very unusual weather for us. I've talked about it in other videos. I think today is our last day of nice, and I am gearing in for winter, and I had some outdoor videos that I thought would be much better to film today on a day like this than to wait until it's snowing. So I am hopping on today to talk about the practical side of rabbits, and we're going to talk about feed bowls. So this isn't necessarily spinning or yarn or anything else, and this is a generic across the board rabbit video that I'm going to do today. It's going to be a quick one. We're just going to talk a little bit about the best bowls that I have found after doing this for so long. I'm going to show you an assortment of mine. Some of them I use and some of them I don't use anymore, and I'll tell you why. So let's start out with the ones that I don't care for. So, and I still have them. I guess I always keep them in case of an emergency and keep them on hand just in case. I don't know, I just save them. But these are the ones that I am not a fan of. These are just a thin plastic material. Part of the reason I don't like them is the rabbits like to eat them, and they are actually the only ones I have that the rabbits chew on. Main thing I don't like these is typically these bigger ones you can get to go across and kind of stay, but they're not really tight. The other problem I have with these, I think you can see it, these ones are so tight that they break. This is supposed to have 3 across. They break, and you cannot get your wires. You can't get these to go over the wires evenly without breaking at least one of them. I don't know why they designed them this way, but I am not a fan of these. If they do come off, they're difficult to get back on. And so these are just not my favorites. These are my least favorite ones. The next ones I have that are, and this one I have had for years. These are probably what I started out with. I am still using this one in one of the colonies. So this one's probably close to 20 years old. These are just I think the generic ones. Obviously these get worn down. I've only got one clip left on this one. These ones are okay. They're a good size. I do like the size of these ones, but again, these metal things eventually break, and I have a hard time finding these anymore. These seem to have replaced those, so I'm not happy with these. So if you can find these are decent ones, but again, they do break after a while of getting them, and sometimes the rabbits will go up underneath them, and I don't know why some of the rabbits do that. I have one rabbit who literally digs in her feeder, just digs it out and it drives me crazy. She's the only one that does that, and I don't know why. So the other ones that I've had over the years is the crock ones. This is the only crock one I really have left. I do like this one. It is a heavy one, so this doesn't really get tipped over. Every now and then it gets tipped over, not very often though. It's heavy enough where she doesn't bother it. And so I've had this one for years. I've also had the smaller round brown and blue crocks, which I think if you've done rabbits, you'll know which ones I'm talking about. Those are fine too, except for they're so small that I have to double feed the animal morning and night. Where with something like these bigger ones, I don't have to do that. They get enough for the full day. The other newer ones that I have tried recently and I'm not a fan of are these ones. These came from Amazon. I think they're in my shop. They're okay. I'm not a huge fan of them. These have the where you set the dish in here, which is great, except for there's no traction between the two things that you put on the post, and so the rabbits have a way of loosening this up too, and they also sometimes will lift this bowl out. I don't know how they do it. They just do it. So these ones are okay. I'm not a fan, and they're not a great size either. They're pretty small in comparison. The other ones that I like, I have gotten these before. And actually there is a rack that's supposed to go down across here so you could stuff hay in here and food in the front. My rabbits just kind of pull that out. Some of these need to be washed before winter hits. I just washed all my water bottles last week, went through and sanitized and washed all the bottles. So I need to do that this week with the feeders now. So that's on my, I think that's the last thing on my list here. But these are good. These are a nice size. This is the one where my bunny actually digs out of. But these hook into the walls and stay tight. I don't ever have any issues with these. So I like these ones. These are great ones. These ones are ones that I've also gotten recently. They're just the bowls with the same design. These are fine. These come with a metal insert inside of it. The rabbits just pull that out, at least mine do, and so I just leave them out. They get their teeth on the edge and they will rip them right out, and so I just stopped putting the metal dish in there and just use these. These stay nice and tight. I don't have any issues with them at all, and they're a good size. But with all of that being said, good or bad, I just got and some of these are expensive. That's the other thing. I don't like spending a ton of money on dishes when I'd rather just put a bowl in my rabbit's cage, but that doesn't work because you don't want to waste any food. That's why I look for the ones that can be tacked down to the walls. You just don't want to waste food because it's expensive as it is. So I just got these last week, and I think these are the perfect mix of everything that I just talked about. Hopefully the highway is not too loud today. The wind is blowing, and I think it's blowing the sound right in. But are these ones? These were very reasonable. I think they were $5, and I stole some of these from the rabbits. That's why it has food in it. I just took it out of its cage. These are a good size compared to like this one here. There's no comparison. So I can put their daily food in there. And this one is made, let's see, can you see it? It has, see the notches in there. So it stays tight on the wall of the cage. It doesn't loosen up like that other one without any notches does. And so I think right now this is my favorite dish out of all of these. Great size, stays on the walls. It's simple design. The only thing I did have an issue with these is I have the urine guards on a lot of my cages, and you kind of have to tuck these down in because of the way the profile is. This almost has to sit on the bottom of the cage. You don't want it too high up, otherwise the rabbit has to go in to eat. So, and that is blocked by my urine guard. So I just kind of lifted the urine guard on the ones I had to and stuck it right under, and I had no problems doing that. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, were rabbit bowls. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you could put them down below. I'd be glad to answer them. As you can see, we got hay for winter. This should last us the next 6 or 7 months. I still have probably a quarter of a bale left over that we got in June, I think. And then this one will last us through hopefully next spring. We will see. I may be looking for bales in April or May, but this should last us a good while here. Let's see, where are we? November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, it'll probably get us through till the next cutting. So that is all set, and that was the last big winter thing that I needed to do. So we are ready for winter, if Michigan weather ever decides it is. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope you're creating something today. Bye.